Hello world, my name is Grace. Thank you so much for being here. Today I am going to talk about and answer the 5 questions I get asked the most about my dreads. So let's jump right into it. Question 1 is, how do I wash my hair? The answer is, I wash my hair with water. I personally don't choose to use shampoo, conditioner, or really any other heavy products in my hair. This is a decision that I made years and years and years ago before I even had dreads. Since about 2014, I have really not used too much product in my hair. At that time, I was backpacking through Europe, and it was just too much to, go out and find shampoo and conditioner, too much to buy it, too much weight in my bag, too much of a hassle. And so to get back to the question, I wash my hair when I need to. I run a green construction company, and a lot of the work I do sometimes is pretty dirty. Insulation, sheetrocking, sawdust. So I wash my hair when I just really feel like I need to. If I've done a particularly dirty job, or I'm just like wanting to wash the day off, then absolutely I will completely saturate my head, really give it a scrub, and take the time to dry it out really well, separate my locks, and put a little bit of oil in my locks. But on a month-to-month basis, I would say I wash my hair every 4 to 6 weeks. And this brings me to my next question, which is, how do you keep them clean? And again, my answer is with water. Again, this is based on the presumption that dreadlocks are somehow, dirty or smelly or all of these things. And for me, water works. I don't use a lot of product, so I don't have any buildup. The only product I actually ever use in my hair is a very light hair and beard oil by Badger. They make this really great jojoba one, and also I think a rosemary one. I will put a little bit of that in my dreads every once in a while. And if I had a job where I couldn't have any frizz, or if I was working out every day of the week, or had a different lifestyle, then maybe I would need to use product in my hair. But for me, I just choose not to make that choice for myself. There's a really big debate out there about washing dreadlocks, not washing dreadlocks, all of this stuff. And I know some people who wash their locks once a week, but I know a lot of people who really only wash their locks once a month. And I know a lot of people who use a lot of product in their locks, and I know people who don't really use any product. So for me, I found what works, and that's not using anything except for a little bit of oil. And other than that, just really letting my hair and my body and my locks do its thing. So question 3 is, do they itch, or are they rough? And again, the answer is no and no. But everybody has different hair textures. Everyone has different hair thickness. My hair is pretty coarse. It always has been, but in no way would I say that it's rough. When I first had my dreads put in, there was so much ripping of the mats and so much breakage that for a week or so, I definitely had a little bit of an itchy feeling at the back of my neck, because there was just so much broken hair. It's just like when you go get a haircut and you're a little itchy around the collar from all the little hair pieces. That's what I had. But I don't really have any itchiness of my scalp. My dreads are not rough. They're just pretty soft, actually. I used to braid my hair a lot. I used to put in box braids, and after a week or two, my scalp would be so itchy. But for me, my dreads, I have not had that problem ever. And I'll say this, and take it or leave it, but in the last few years, I've actually gone gluten and dairy free, and I definitely noticed that when I was eating both gluten and dairy, but particularly dairy, I would have a lot more sebum on my scalp, and definitely was itchier. And this was before I had dreadlocks. I would just notice I had more buildup on my scalp, and I don't have that anymore from being gluten-free and 90% dairy-free. Question 4 is, will I have to shave my head? And this is the question that is most often presented as an assumption. So people will say, oh, but you'll have to shave your head. And I actually thought that I would have to shave my head if one day I didn't want to have locks. But every single person who has worked on my hair has assured me that I will be, to some extent, able to grow them out. And I can tell this is true after having locks for about 1.5 years now. So I have actually brushed out some of my ends when Atoni helped me with my dreadlocks. She put in a few extensions because I had some really short guys that really just had to be ripped out of the mat. And here's one. See, there's like a little tiny bit. This one actually, it like got dunked in a ginormous can of rubberized roofing sealant, and I had to cut it off. But you can see I like brushed out a little bit of the end, and I don't know. I can tell that I would be able to brush the ends out fairly easily. Also, on my scalp, I do have a couple inches at any given time of loose hair. So I imagine that one day down the road, I would be able to grow my hair out a little bit and comb through my locks. That being said, I don't know if I will make that choice for myself. I have a lot better things to do with 200 hours of my time, and I have roughly 67, 68 dreads right now. I bet it would take 3 to 4 hours to comb through every dread, so we're looking at like 200 to 300 hours minimum. I don't know if I would make that choice to spend my time in that way. Again, everybody's different. I might be able to comb my locks out one day down the road. My partner, his locks, he's had them for about 8 years. They're very hard. They're very like thick. They're very matted. They've been on his head, on his body for a very long time. I expect he would have a harder time combing his out. Also, I have the hair texture that I have. You might have a different hair texture. You might have a different life. You might have just a different set of locks on your head from a different set of circumstances. We're all unique. So, it might not work for you, but for me, maybe I could comb them out. The last question I get asked a lot is why? And to that I say, I was really ready for a change. On a physical level, I needed a way of keeping my hair in check. I always love to have long hair, and because my hair is very coarse, because I don't choose to use product, my options are fairly limited. My hair gets tangled very easily, and I like to wear it long. So for a long time, I have really just had to keep my hair in braids, French braids, 4 or 6 braids, box braids, keep it up in a bun, really do things that keeps my hair out of the way, because if it's left to its own devices, it gets very tangled. I've always had dreads at the nape of my neck since I was a kid. My hair just naturally wants to mat up, and if you watch this other video on my channel, you'll see that was literally like not even 2 weeks of just not brushing my hair. It was completely matted. My hair just does that. And so for me, I was looking for something different. In 2019, cut my hair to my chin, and as it grew out, I was kind of able to maintain it, still not have a lot of knots, but by 2020, as it started to get pretty long, and especially by the end of 2020, it was like down to my waist, my hips. At that point, it was unmanageable. So I just said, you know what? I don't want to cut my hair short. I'm gonna have to try locks. And honestly, I have loved being able to wear my hair down. I wear my hair down more than I ever did before because it doesn't get tangled. I can wear it down and have the windows open. I can just like, it's truly been such a blessing and such a freedom, and it's honestly changed my entire life. And on an emotional level, I was also ready for a change. I had a lot going on inside, I had a lot going on outside, and I just really felt like I needed to do something different. And for the past few years, I've been really going through a journey of giving up control and like looking at how control plays a part in my life. And for me, dreadlocks was kind of a little bit of a scary thing because it felt like giving up more control. It was a complete unknown, a complete new journey, and a little bit scary, but I wanted to take that step and I wanted to let go of control and truly just let my hair do its thing, because I felt like for so long I was just like always keeping it in check, and I just wanted to let go. My partner, he has had dreads for, honestly, I want to say like 6 to 8 years now. I don't really know. He doesn't really know. He's been a big inspiration for me, and I don't know how long I'll have them. It's been a bit of a journey. It's completely changed like my appearance. It's completely changed how I perceive myself in the mirror. It changes like what I feel comfortable wearing. It changes how people perceive me. So it's really been a pretty wild journey. And honestly, if you've made it this far, I would really love if you shared in the comments, if you are inclined, what your lock journey has been about. And if you don't have locks and you're watching this, maybe you've cut your hair, or you've colored your hair, or you made a big hair decision. And I would really love to know what was behind that for you, because I really do think that hair is such a special and important thing. And some people, they could care less about it, but I think there is something to the energetics of hair and to how we use our hair as a way of expressing ourselves and being seen by the world. So I would love to hear what your journey has been about for you. So as always, I thank you so much for being here with me and just spending some of your time with me, and I can't wait till next time. All right, ciao.